productivity definitely went down. Like the second I came back on my phone. 2 weeks ago now, I filmed a little video series where I kind of document my day-to-day activities, just out and about, trying to do stuff to combat my doom scrolling on social media. I made a whole video about like how social media was affecting my mental health, how it's affecting me physically, and just like the fact that it just killed all my productivity. So I wanted to stop using it for a week and then come back after a week and kind of just see like how much I can get done in a week when I'm not like sitting there like scrolling through my phone the whole time, and then also to see like how I feel mentally when I'm not on my phone as much, opposed to like how I feel when I am just like actively using social media all the time. So I mentioned doom scrolling, so before I go any further, let's just like clarify what doom scrolling is. So it's an avoidance technique used for mostly people with anxiety or mental health issues, and it's just to cope with anxiety, really. I'm not very good at explaining things, so let's see what Urban Dictionary has to say. Urban Dictionary has to say, when you keep strolling through all of your social media feeds looking for the most recent upsetting news about the latest catastrophe, the amount of time spent doing this is directly proportional to how much worse you're going to feel. So if that was too much for your brain, because I know it was for me, it means like you consume so much negative things online, or you consume so much of one media online that like it actually affects your day, if that makes sense. Cool, we're all up to speed on what doom scrolling is. So pretty much for me, like social media has been a coping mechanism, and an unhealthy coping mechanism for a long time, since I was a teenager, I think, which I find funny because I don't really post. I used to post all the time on Instagram, I'll be honest, but like I don't really post on like TikTok and make like TikTok. I don't really know how to make TikToks, so like I don't really post on that kind of stuff. But still, like just scrolling and doing nothing, like I spend so much time on scroll, avoid what I want to do, and don't end up achieving my goals. Although in the week that I had off of social media, I proved like it is pretty easy and like pretty reasonable for me to do them, but I just spend so much time on my phone, like I just avoid it. My screen time sat at about like 5 to 6 hours average a day on Instagram and TikTok, like so separately, and like so I spent like over 10 hours a day on social media. Some days when it was really bad, like being completely real and honest, just because I know like there'll be other people out there that can relate, like I spent 16 hours I think on Instagram one day, and my Instagram is full of Squishmallows, Hello Kitty, Sanrio, so I don't really know what's going on. I don't really know what was I doing. Like I looked at Hello Kitty for this long apparently, so obviously that wasn't good, so I deleted social media for a week. Was a vibe. I got up to lots of I'm dropping my little prompt cards. It was a vibe. I got up to a lot of fun stuff. It was a tiring week. So like in my first video, when I'm talking about what I'm gonna do, I said I want to go to the beach and I want to see some animals, see a friend, and do something Halloweeny. There was more that I wanted to do, but being honest, like these big 4 things, and on top of editing and filming and stuff, like I thought would be enough, and it really was. So I only managed to get three out of the 4, and that was because I couldn't go anywhere to see any animals. But I did a couple of Halloweeny activities and some baking and stuff, which I didn't plan to do, which was really cool. I don't want to make this video like too long. It's really a review. Like you can see, go back and see the week, but like it's really, so what like, it's really interesting what I found out. Like, it seems obvious, but like, I don't know, just actually spending that time offline, I genuinely like thought it's never something that I could achieve, and it would be really hard. Actually, it's really easy. Like, I deleted TikTok and I kept Instagram because there was a delay in my videos going up, so I needed to post on Instagram because that's like where majority of people at this point, this second in time, are seeing my videos. Like, I post it and then they'll come over from there. So yeah, I had that, and I didn't delete it because I have like lots of different accounts logged in, so I didn't want to like go through the hassle of setting it all up again. But I just didn't touch it. And so I found myself like opening the app and then closing it straight away, like the feed not even loading properly. And that is the closest like to social media that I had. Very impressive considering my screen time. So what did I find? I was more productive. I mean, I got 4 or 5 videos out, and my anxiety went down. I feel like that was an obvious one, because you don't realize until you spend time off of it that even if it's like good information that you're getting online, it's so much and it's so quick that like realistically your body doesn't know how to process it. And at the end of the day, you're processing so many things and so many thoughts, and like for that anxious person anyway, like my brain would just, too much had been consumed, so I just couldn't sleep and I was just so anxious. So I felt honestly like a lot more in touch and connected with everything. Like when I went out and I went to my parents, and when I went and did, like, I went for a walk down the beach and stuff, I went without any headphones, and you'll see, like, I don't know, it's just, I was so relaxed and just like in touch. And I think that my like people I've talked to about this video and the process said they feel like they'd had like lots of FOMO, like missing out on trends and just stuff that's happening online. And honestly, like, I didn't really find that. Like, I don't know, I thought I would be worried, like, oh my god, am I missing out on stuff? But realistically, I was just kind of vibing on my own. Like, well, not on my own, because I have my little kitty. You'll see spent a lot of time with my cat and my partner. But like, I don't know, I didn't feel, once you actually step back, like, you actually don't feel like you're missing out on a lot. And then it's all this drama happens, you're like, oh, okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't hold as much weight. And yeah, so because of all that, it kind of led me to sleep better. Like, I went to sleep easier. I'd done a lot in the day, therefore I was tired. And I just would go to bed and just, like, now being back on my phone, I can't do that as much. I can't just get in bed and be tired because my brain is so like wired and awake. But yeah, I just like conked out. I would just go to sleep. It's honestly mad that like people can just do that naturally, and I really want to start doing more in my days now to be able to achieve that, because it felt really nice, like having that sense of achievement. One of the notes I wrote is, going outside was fun to find things to do. I think what I'm trying to say there is, like, it's not as scary going out and doing things, like, as it feels. And like, I definitely know how scary it can feel to try and go out and do something. But yeah, everything I did, like, I was like, wow, this is fun. Like, and I didn't feel anxious as I would, like, if I was out about and clung to my phone to help my anxiety. I feel like it kind of made it worse. So like, having that, going out and about and not using my phone as a clutch, I mean, it was difficult because I went to a house, like a Halloween thing, and a house with all people I knew, but I can't really deal with like lots of people I know in one room. I just like to have like a couple people at a time. So having everyone, I thought I would have gone on my phone, but I just stuck to a few comfortable people and just stayed with them and talked with them, and never needed a second, like went to the bathroom and then came back. Like, yeah, I just felt more connected, and like, I felt like that the phone creates a barrier as well when you're just out and about. Like, it makes a barrier that like it helps you cope with your anxiety, but it actually doesn't make you like feel better. I felt worse. What else did I find? Oh, I enjoyed YouTube videos. I got back into YouTube videos. And I feel like I'm taking in more information. When I sit and watch a YouTube video, even if it's like a silly YouTuber, like I like a guy called Oompafil, who's just like reacting to TikToks and stuff, which kind of did cheat the system, because I could and did find myself watching videos of people reacting TikToks. But I feel like you can't escape it. I feel like their commentary and just the way they're talking, because it's in like a longer video and there's more depth. I'm not saying TikToks aren't deep, but there's more layers, and it's not like quick video. It's like video, then talk about it, and then another video, you know? I've kind of found it like easier in my brain to process and remember what I'd watched. But yeah, I really enjoyed watching YouTube videos, and I felt a lot more inspired, like with my own ideas of what to do. Yeah, I felt like I was taking in more. So what was like the negative thing I found? I wouldn't say that like anything was actually inherently negative about the experience. Like, I did find like kind of like jealousy towards people that were on their phone loads, and this kind of feeling like, oh, that isn't actually as good for you. But then I had to disconnect that, because I was like, no, that's their thing. Like, if they want to be on their phone, I can't say anything. Mrs. 16-hour Instagram screen time. So, you know, I had to just kind of accept, like, maybe that was the FOMO that they were talking about. Just be like, yeah, these people on their phones, and that's okay, but I'm gonna find something else to do, kind of vibe. And then the other last thing was ghost notifications. So I actually started to have these while I was using my phone loads, and they still happen a bit now, but I'd hear a phone ring, or like a text message, not like iPhone text message noise, and I'd be like, oh my god, my phone's going off, and I'd look and it'd be nothing, because my phone is dry. Love that for me. That sounded really sad. But like, I don't know, I don't really message people. I like to talk to people in person. So like, yeah, I felt like my phone was going off and pinging and buzzing and ringing when it really wasn't. Sad times. That was really weird. But I have noticed like other people get that too, so I think that's just like how it is, because people be on their phone, like on their phones all the time. Yeah. So now, after that experience, after the week, I am excluding the fact that external factors, other things in my life, other mental health issues, blah 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 blah, blah, that I'm taking away like any symptoms from those, and like I'm quite aware to like separate those from ones on my phone. So like, although I have general anxiety and stuff, I can differentiate ones that have come from me being on my phone too much. So definitely anxiety increase after coming back on. I definitely seen an anxiety increase. The content that I'm watching is a little bit different, because I found myself really somehow get onto conspiracy TikTok, which isn't necessarily healthy for my brain. So I found myself like not looking at that stuff as much and feeding into that. But I definitely seen anxiety increase overall, and my productivity definitely went down. Like the second I came back on my phone. I mean, it's been 12 days since this video was uploaded, and it was uploaded a few days before it went out. So it's been well over 2 weeks, and this video is like, and I haven't made this video yet. So that's been interesting to me to see literally how quickly your productivity can like come up and then come back down again. That does play into me and my cycles as a person, but like, yeah, a lot of that I can see from my phone as well. And then, although the good thing is now I've come back on, I'm more self-aware with my scrolling. Like, I limit my scrolling, and I saw this video of this person saying, when you want to stop like scrolling, go in your head, like give yourself a number from like 1 to 5. So I change it up depending if it's like before bed or whatever, and I'll go, okay, I need to do the dishes, and in 4 TikToks or 4 like scrolls of Instagram reels or whatever, I am going to get up after that amount. I'm going to close the app, get up and go do what I'm going to do, which I found very helpful. So I'm more self-aware, and I enjoy scrolling, but it's really weird. I don't get as much out of it as before, because I think I've seen how productive I can be and how much I can get done. Kind of like, I'm more like aware of the things I want to achieve and the fact that I'm neglecting what I actually want to do. But a thing I'd like to acknowledge is there is struggle in trying to find a balance, because everything is so online. And like, I mean, all my favorite people to watch, like, I don't really watch Netflix or Disney Plus or like any of this kind of stuff. Like, the things I like to watch are influencers and YouTubers and blah 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 blah. So I find myself online a lot. But finding the balance is difficult, and I think that's something I'm going to start introducing to my life now, which is going to be hard because, like, I don't think we really learn how to balance anything, like even time, like work outside of work time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm so used to just having a job, going to the job, coming home, scrolling like a zombie and not feeling productive. And balance, having time to find the balance and stuff is difficult, but I will find it, and if I do, I will come here and I will tell you. My friend has screen time apps where you can like put a certain time that it turns off, and then you can be like, oh, let me scroll for 2 minutes, and then the app shuts and stuff. So I might introduce that. I am avoiding it because I don't want to, which I know I'm doing, so then therefore I know that adding it is probably a good idea, like parental controls, but we'll see if they do that. Another thing that I found happened really big, my identity and the way I look and the way I felt offline when I wasn't on social media, I felt confident as hell. I was slaying. I did not care what anyone thinks, or I didn't care like the fact that I was just wearing comfy clothes, like it didn't matter. Now I'm online again and I'm seeing like all these people that like have all these like fashion and stuff more better than me. I've become more like comparing myself to others and stuff, and I've realized that like that is a big thing that's happened now. I've come back online, which is something that I want to like cut while it's fresh. Like it just comes from being exposed to so much stuff, and I think it's so natural to like the way we're brought up to look at somebody else and be like, oh, I want to be like them, but realistically a lot of people I see don't look like me, so like how I'm just like vibing. It's finding, like I said, the balance of like going, oh, that person is cool, and like, oh, they inspire me to look like this, and then taking that away from like, I want to be like them, why am I not like them, you know, like seeing the difference in those two things. But I guess that's a whole other video. It's just something interesting I found after coming back onto social media. So like overall, before I ramble for 15 gazillion hours, overall it was a good experience, and I would like to find a healthier relationship with social media. I'd like to consume less, or consume in smaller like quantities, and I'd like to be more productive and produce more, which is kind of ironic because I want to make stuff for other people to find on social media to watch. But I'm hoping that you will want to find, well, my hands look really big in this perspective, but I'm hoping that you'll find like the balance that I'm looking for, or not, it doesn't matter, you do you boo. But like the balance I'm looking for is I want to produce more on social media rather than just consume it. I think having that like this, whatever this movement is, whatever this means, like having that kind of vibe happening. So yeah, it's been really good, and I hope you got something out of this video, and maybe you consider doing it for yourself, and if not, that's completely chill, bestie. Like, do what you gotta do. I hope you join me again for another video, and if you did make it this far, please like, subscribe, comment, talk to me, let me know if you're enjoying these videos. Like, it means a lot to me, like that people do watch these videos. And yeah, I had a great time filming it, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. So yeah, have a nice day wherever you are. Okay. Bye bye. Marco, that's a bit of pasta, we don't play with that.